In Hindu mythology, Kama, the concept of desire, has long been viewed with deep suspicion. The sages and ancient texts often treat it as a chaotic force that pulls the human mind away from spiritual focus and into a tangled web of earthly attachments. This suspicion reached its absolute peak when Kamadeva, the god of love himself, tried to shoot Lord Shiva with an arrow of infatuation. Shiva opened his third eye and burned him to ashes, punishing him for trying to reduce divine consciousness to base lust. But the story doesn't end in ashes. A cosmic correction was set in motion through a prophecy. Kamadeva would be reborn as Pradyumna, the son of Lord Krishna. His purpose would be to finally reconcile the earthly experience of love with divine order. This miraculous rebirth sets the stage for a massive collision. On one side, you have the reborn Kamadeva, representing pure, uncorrupted potential. On the other, you have the dark forces of demonic ego that thrive on keeping the world trapped in sensory ignorance. The threat to this new potential appears immediately. Sambarasura, a powerful demon who learns of the prophecy, steals the glowing newborn Pradyumna. He carries the infant out into the middle of a violent, howling storm at the edge of a cliff. To secure his own power and thwart the prophecy, Sambarasura hurls the radiant child into the heavy rain, sending the newborn plummeting into the churning, violent black ocean below. We are watching a heavy mythological metaphor unfold. This is nascent desire in its absolute purest form, being completely engulfed and swallowed by the chaotic depths of ignorance. The myth employs a classic trope of preservation. A massive fish swallows the drowning child whole, carrying him safely away from the howling storm and directly into the sprawling, dark, cavernous kitchens of Sambarasura's own palace. Working in that very kitchen is Mayavati. She takes a heavy blade to prepare the catch. She cuts open its belly and finds a completely unharmed, smiling infant radiating a soft light. The moment she touches the glowing child, she experiences a sudden rush of past life memories. Mayavati realizes she is the reincarnation of the Goddess Rati, and the infant she is holding is her eternal consort, Kamadeva. The survival of this child inside the belly of a beast demonstrates a core philosophical concept. You cannot destroy divine truth with ignorance. You can only temporarily hide it. We skip forward 16 years. The hidden infant grows up into Pradyumna, a fiercely skilled warrior with lightning-fast reflexes, unaware of his cosmic origins. Because he is trapped in a false reality, his internal compass is completely confused. When he looks at Mayavati, he misinterprets her intense spiritual devotion, assuming she harbors inappropriate, mundane affection for him, since he believes she is simply his caretaker. Mayavati finally shatters this illusion. She confronts him directly, revealing that he is the reborn god of love, she is his wife, and their presence here is by cosmic design. Mayavati imparts the Mahamaya Vidya, a supreme form of knowledge. Imagine illusion as a complex, shifting geometric maze, trapping a core of pure white light. This knowledge allows the light to shoot directly outward, bypassing the architecture of deception entirely. She explains that Sambarasura's true power is his illusion. To defeat the demon, Pradyumna cannot rely on the physical violence he practiced for 16 years. He has to elevate his spiritual nature and strike directly at the core of the deception. The climax arrives when Pradyumna kicks open the heavy iron doors of Sambarasura's main court, stepping into an immense, oppressive space to face the demon king. Sambarasura immediately retaliates with his Maya. He unleashes a terrifying barrage of dark magic, fiery embers, and shadowy serpents, designed to completely overwhelm Pradyumna's senses. Faced with this chaotic assault, Pradyumna does something entirely unexpected. He drops his fighting stance, ceases all physical movement, and closes his eyes in deep meditation. In the absolute silence of his meditation, Pradyumna stops perceiving the fire and serpents as external threats. He recognizes that the same energy fueling the demon's hunger is actually a distorted version of the creative force within himself. He identifies the root of Kama as pure consciousness, a state of being that exists before the ego attaches it to a specific craving. This realization strips his desire of all ego. And without a selfish ego to latch onto, the demon's entire weapon of sensory illusion simply has nothing left to manipulate. This internal purity manifests physically. Pradyumna draws his bow and fires a single arrow of cool white light that instantly annihilates the demon and shatters the dark illusions. The heavy, oppressive darkness lifts immediately. As the court's roof collapses, the golden light of sunset washes over the ruins, remaining as the physical and magical weight of the demon's presence evaporates from the room. Rushing to his side in the golden light, Mayavati makes it clear what they have achieved. The historical stigma attached to Kamadeva's name has finally been washed away. The myth concludes that desire, once distilled from the impurities of selfishness, functions as the highest expression of divine love.
If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Comment below. Radhe Radhe.